Hello everybody, the Digital Dungeon Master here, and this is a video that is sort of a spontaneous video, and I've seen a lot of comments since I put up my latest June 2019 monthly video, how I talked about how I was transitioning my channel to do other content besides just the normal content for D&D 5e that you would see. So there was a lot of people expressing their opinions and thoughts on that. So I figured that I would take a couple of minutes here and just turn on the video and talk about what I'm doing, to give you guys a little bit more of an insight on why I've made the decisions that I have over the last 2 months. So as you guys know, I have been dealing with hernia surgery, and I also have taken a couple of trips that I had to go on, both for work and also to visit one of my friends. We had a Kickstarter with Fantasy Grounds. I work full-time for Fantasy Grounds, so that was a monstrous occasion. That was fun to see the numbers climb on that. It was just so awesome to see. So I've had a lot of time to think about what I want to do with my channel, the Digital Dungeon Master channel. And when I posted that video, a lot of people were expressing, "Hey Dave, what are you, crazy? Why are you doing this?" Well, the reason is I haven't, and I'm being totally honest with you guys, and I'm basically pouring my heart out to you guys. And I'll be honest, I have not been happy the last year and a half or so making content for the channel. And I've always been worried about, oh, am I making the right video? Are people going to watch this video? And I'm not worried about that anymore. I'm not worried about numbers. I'm not worried about doing what the most popular thing is anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. So that's why I've decided to phase out Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. I mean, I love D&D 5e. Obviously, I like it because I've played it for the last 6 years of my life. I was the first Twitch channel that was streaming D&D 5e, and I don't care what anybody says. I know for a fact I was back when it was called D&D Next in the playtest. I was streaming games. Dungeon of Madness, the Isle of Dread, the remakes that they did, I was streaming that stuff, and I was the first person to stream D&D 5e. There was 3 other channels out there that was streaming on a consistent basis, and that was Rob's Game Group. And they basically played nothing but Savage Worlds. And that's how, that's one reason why I got into Savage Worlds. There's Thursday nights. They played only on Thursday night, and they played nothing but the Fate system. And then there was a Pathfinder group, and I can't remember the name of their channel. But they're long gone. Thursday nights is gone, and Rob's Game Group's gone. I'm like the only original channel that has hung around for all these years. And now on any given night, there's 90 people streaming, 90 to 100 plus games, which is awesome. I love that. It's great to see that D&D is becoming more and more popular, but I just don't want to do Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition anymore. Don't get me wrong, I love the game, but I want to do other things. Why would I do things that don't make me happy? To make you guys happy? It's not going to work. Is because if I'm not happy and enjoying what I'm doing, it's going to reflect on the content that I'm making. And therefore, you as my viewers, as my community, you're not going to like what I'm putting out. So I'm not saying that I'm never going to play D&D 5e again, because I'd be lying, because I love D&D 5e too much. I mean, look at my shelves behind me. It's nothing but Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition stuff. Granted, yeah, I've sold pretty much everything that I had except for all my basic stuff and some of my essential stuff. But I mean, I'm doing you a disservice if I'm not happy creating the content that I know you guys want to see. And a lot of people have expressed that they're not very happy with this. I followed you for D&D 5e, and I totally appreciate that, and I love you guys for that. But this is my channel, and I want to take the channel in a new direction. And if I'm going to continue to do this, instead of just riding off into the sunset and saying, hey, it's been a great 5-6 years, thanks everybody for watching, and just ride off, I don't want to do that. I want to continue to do this. I love doing this stuff. I love the community. I love talking with you guys on the live YouTube streams. I love talking to you guys on the Twitch streams. I don't want to give it up. So for me not to give it up, I need to do something that's going to make me happy. And like I said, we're going to come back to the game. We'll come back to 5e. And, we're still going to continue to play 5e for probably another month or so until we finish. And that's another thing that I'll go to. But I just don't have the time like I used to have years ago. I mean, guys, when I first did this, I was streaming 5, 6, 7 games a week. A week. I just don't have time for that anymore. I work full time. I put a lot of hours into my job. I have my 75-year-old mother living with me. So, she can't see very good right now, even though she just had her cataract surgery. She's having complications for that. In fact, we've got a retina specialist appointment here in a couple of hours. So she's got needs. I have to help her. I just can't let her fend for herself. But I want to keep doing this, guys. But there's got to be change. And there is going to be change. I want to be happy, and I love doing this. And like I said, I'm not worried about numbers anymore. I mean, I've already mentioned that, but I'm not worried about making the Dungeons and Dragons 5e videos that everybody wants to see. It's already been done 500 times on YouTube. Just do a search for anything Dungeons and Dragons 5e, and 5,000 people have already done it. I'm not doing it anymore. That's why I'm not taking my digital Dungeon Master Compendium and putting it on the DMs Guild, because 1,000 people have already done it. And I'm not just going to try to appease the masses anymore. I'm doing this for me now. I'm doing this what makes me happy. And I want that to show, and I want that to reflect in the videos that I make. I just don't want to do it just because I think people are going to watch it. I just don't care about numbers anymore. I just don't care. So what I'm going to be doing, and like I said, I don't have a lot of time to do this. And you'll see in the last couple of weeks, I streamed 4 times last week, which was awesome. It was totally fun. It was the first week back in a couple months, and I had a great time. I'm doing 3 more streams this week. So what kind of content am I doing? You're probably wondering, well, what are you going to do if you're not doing this as much anymore? And, I'm still going to run 2 games. I'm still going to run games every other Friday night and every other Saturday night, and they're going to stagger. So I'm going to have at least a game every week, which is good. You guys know that we've been playing Dungeon of the Mad Mage 5e. Everybody loves 010 and Shen and Omi Barton and Vey and now, Miss Bell's joined us. And so we're still going to play 5e on Friday night. We're on the second floor of Undermountain, which is Dungeon of the Mad Mage. And we're going to finish floor 2. And then we're going to take a break from Dungeons and Dragons 5e. And it's not me either. It's the players, everybody. You guys, if you've been watching the channel for a while, Omi and Vey and everybody, they've been playing the same characters for 3 years now. They want to play something else. And, we know that you guys love watching Omi and his spoon antics and Shen and Vey and Zero and everybody. We know that you guys love it. But the players want to take a break too. So we are going to be taking a break. And I know this is not going to be a popular decision. And I know that I've heard people say, well, this is the only reason why I'm following your channel. And hey, I totally respect that. I mean, if this decision is going to make you unsubscribe from my YouTube channel and go somewhere else, hey, I totally respect that. But the players want to take breaks too. And as do I. So That's not to say we're never going to play Dungeons and Dragons again, and you'll never see Omi again, or Zero, or Shen, or Vei, or we're not saying that that's the end. We're just going to take a break. Everybody needs to take a break from something once in a while, guys. I mean, our players we've been playing the same game same characters for pretty much 3 years, especially Shen and Omi and Zero. They've all been playing. And now, Shen has taken a break. Shen's played, he has let us know that he wants to take a break for a while, and I totally respect that. So, I think it's a good time that we do take a break. So we're going to finish the second level, Dungeon of the Mad Mage, and then we're going to go on to Dungeons and Dragons 4th Edition Essentials. And that's a great system, and it's fun. There's a lot of great stories in D&D 4th Edition. We're going to be playing in the Nenter Vale, which is the default 4th edition. I really like the Nenter Vale. It's one of my favorite. Actually, it's one of my top 3 areas in any D&D world. It's one of my favorite campaign settings. So we're going to be doing that. And then we're also going to be playing Savage Worlds. But Savage Worlds is kind of up in the air right now because the new Suede edition came out, or Adventure edition came out. And there's been talks on a lot of the Savage World settings by Pinnacle. They're going to be updated. So we're going to see new box sets probably on like Deadlands and, all the other settings that they've created. So we'll probably play D&D Essentials for a little bit. And I want to see what's going to go on with Savage Worlds. But I love Savage Worlds. It's one of my favorite systems. Excuse me. And we'll play some Savage Worlds. Like I said, I just want to see what content's going to be updated for the new Adventure Edition. And then we may also play some Pathfinder. Pathfinder 2nd Edition is coming out in August, so we've got less than a couple months on that. And I really enjoyed what I saw in the playtest. So did my players. And we may actually play some Pathfinder 2nd Edition. I haven't determined that yet, but it's still up in the air. And of course, you guys know Basic Dungeons and Dragons. I love Basic Dungeons and Dragons. That's what I started playing as a kid in 1984. I've had most of the D&D books. I have 150 Basic Dungeons and Dragons books, 155. I just got the last 2 books I needed, and I love all that stuff. I loved reading all that stuff. Even though I didn't run games, I just loved reading about all of the areas and stuff like that. Sorry about that, everybody, about my phone. But yeah, I totally love Basic Dungeons and Dragons, and that's going to be something that we play. And that's probably what we're going to play the most, is Basic Dungeons and Dragons. And that goes back to running long games. I don't want to run the big 250-page modules anymore. The, Tyranny of Dragons that took 2 years. It took 2 years to play that adventure. And that was playing every week. And then, Princes of the Apocalypse and Out of the Abyss, all these, I don't want to do it anymore. And that's why we're going to, I think that's what might have kind of influenced me on my decision with D&D 5e. And I love creating my own content. Don't get me wrong, I love doing that, but I just don't have the time to do it. I would love to have every one of my games just be all Dave's effed up thoughts in his head. I would love to do that, but I just don't have time to do it with job and, helping out my mom and all that other stuff. So, but I've always leaned towards pre-modularized content. But then again, I always change it up anyway and add in my own stuff. So, because a lot of people love that. A lot of people are like, well, that's not in the book, but that was actually a really good idea. I'm going to do that for my campaign, Dave. So, hey, I like that. So, Basic Dungeons and Dragons, all the modules are pretty much 32 pages. I love that. It's get in, you get it done, and that's it. We can do B1 in Search of the Unknown. We can do that in a couple months, take a break, play some Savage Worlds, play some Dungeons and Dragons 4th edition, and then come back and do B2, keep on the Borderlands. Do that, take another break, play something else, and voila. It's gonna keep it fresh, not only for me, it's gonna keep it fresh for my players, and it's gonna keep it fresh for you guys. I mean, it's a win-win, situation for everybody involved. And I should have done this a long time ago. In fact, that was my New Year's resolution a couple years ago, and I never stuck to it. So I'm going to go to hell for that, by the way. And another thing is, if my players, I'm going to be rotating new players in and out. So when we take a break from Dungeon of the Mad Mage, if any of the players want to step out for a cycle, because we're going to be playing Essentials. So if somebody doesn't want to play Essentials, no problem at all. They can step out. And then I'll get one of my patrons in there that wants to play. I got a bunch of players that want to play. Diablo Bob wants to play. Tier wants to play. A bunch of other people have expressed they want to play. And if any of my players want to rotate out a game session, no problem at all. I'll rotate in one of my old players or a new player, and then we can play. So I'm excited about doing that. What else am I going to do? I'm going to make content on the games that we're playing. So there's going to be tons of basic Dungeons and Dragons videos. I want to show you guys all the complete series of basic stuff. I want to show you guys. I've been showing it off the last week or so. I mean, I've showed off probably 40, 50 books so far. People love that. I just want to kind of talk about, there will be spoilers, there will be all kinds of stuff. But I want to talk about all these books. I love this stuff. So I'm going to talk about all the mechanics in basic Dungeons and Dragons. I'm going to make a video just on THAC0 and how to calculate THAC0 and how negative numbers scare everybody, but THAC0 is really easy to do. So I'm going to make lots of videos on character creation. I'm going to do stuff on 4th edition Essentials, how to create encounters, how to customize your own monsters, how to build your own monsters. And, that's the kind of stuff that I want to do. I want to have an epiphany in this big old melon that I got sitting on my shoulders. And if I just want to turn on the video, just turn on the recorder today and just talk about creating giants, or just talk about giants, that's what I want to do. That's what I've always wanted to do. But I've always been so damn worried about, are people going to watch this? Is this D&D 5e? I better talk about 5e. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to do what I want to talk about. Because, I'm passionate about Dungeons and Dragons. I'm passionate about role-playing games in general. And if I'm not happy, it shows in the work that I do. And I can actually watch some old videos from the last couple of years, and I can tell I just wasn't into it, but I was doing it just because that's the 800-pound elephant in the room. Let's just talk about one particular game. I just don't want to do that anymore. And plus, I'm feeling so much better now that I've had this damn hernia surgery. God, I'm not in pain 24 hours a day anymore. Once in a while it lets me know that it's there. But other than that, hell man, I feel so much better. So 2 more games, 2 games a week. Friday night, we're going to be finishing up Dungeon of the Mad Mage and going on to 4th edition Essentials. And my Saturday group, we just did character creation. Awesome. Lots of 8s were rolled. Look at this. Look at all these unbelievable scores from my players. Highest roll was a 15. Isn't that awesome? Look at that. I've got all their skills, their weapon masteries, their names, and all their equipment. Look at that. They're all hurting for equipment. Look what they all bought, though. They all bought plate mail. That was their priority. Their priority was plate mail. Don't worry about rations. Don't worry about a tinderbox. Don't worry about torches. Let's worry about plate mail. So there's going to be some hurting people off of the bat. They don't even have clothes, but they got plate mail. I love it. Actually, I'll tell you what. Check for Traps. He did an amazing job, but he did have 130 gold starting. But he bought the most equipment. But if I was playing, I would have not bought plate mail, and I would have probably bought like scale mail or chain mail. That's just me. because I love having the other stuff. I love having candles or the 10-foot pole or something like that. But we'll see. They're going to have some fun off the bat because they're not going to be in town. They're going to be hungry. And poor Check for Traps, as you can see, he's the only one that's got rations. So, but I don't see any other foraging skills up there. It's going to be interesting off the bat nonetheless. So, but yeah, we just made characters for our Saturday night game. We'll be starting that in 2 weeks. So basically, we'll be starting on the 22nd. That'll be our first basic Dungeons and Dragons session, and I'm so excited about it. We're going to be using Fantasy Grounds. We're going to be using the core RPG rule set. So there's no automation, nothing like that. It's just bare bones, and I'm really looking forward to it. Man, am I ever looking forward to it! I'm looking forward to digging on in and start running some of these old modules and stuff like that. And it's been fun reading the rules again. Because I'm thinking, holy shnikes, we did everything wrong. We played Dungeons and Dragons totally wrong as kids. But then again, we didn't care. We were just having fun. You know, we were having pillow fights and sticking each other's hands in water when they would fall asleep to see if we could get them to pee their pants, and, you know, tickling their nose with strings of thread. Oh, it was so fun. But, yep, we start 22nd. Basic Dungeons and Dragons live in a Twitch channel, and we'll play Basic Dungeons and Dragons for a while. Maybe this Saturday, maybe we'll play until August, and maybe we'll pick up the first adventure path in Pathfinder 2. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know, but I haven't totally made up my mind if we are going to be playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition. We might, though. I think we might. So that's what we're going to be doing. 2 more games. I'm still going to be doing my monthly vodcast. That's really fun to do. I've had a lot of fun having guests and meeting people on there. So I'm going to continue to do the monthly vodcast. I'm going to continue to do the live Q&A. That was one of my goals and awards for my patrons. And I do a live Q&A on Twitch every month. So that's a good chance that I just open it up to everybody, and it's an AMA, and it's not scripted. I don't have any kind of pre-plans or talk about anything in particular. I just turn it on and start answering questions for a half an hour or hour. And, you know, if it goes longer than that, so be it. It goes until people stop asking questions. So I'm also going to continue to do with my friend Arvin Elleron. You guys know him. I do the monthly Masters of the Dungeon stream. It's usually the last Saturday every month. So I will continue to do that with Greg, and also Askren has stepped away. So now we've got Little Red Dot. She's a cool D&D chick. So it's nice to have her on the cast as well. And yeah. So I'll be still doing Masters of the Dungeon. I'm still going to be working on doing more product reviews, like miniature unboxings. You know, I love miniatures. And, you know, here's a shameless plug. Down in the link below, there's going to be you can go to my Facebook page, and the pinned article at the very top, guess how many miniatures I have? There's 2 pictures, and there's a lot of miniatures. If you can guess how many miniatures I have, the winner's going to win a box of miniatures that I'm going to put together for you. And if you guess the exact number, I'll probably even run you through like a basic Dungeons and Dragons solo module, and I'll buy you a Ultimate Fantasy Grounds license that I'll gift to you. So yeah, you only get one guess, so make it good. All right, and it's on my Facebook page. I have also tweeted it out several times. You'll have until the end of June. So you got about another 20 days or so to do this. And there's only been I think 40 people that's guessed. I can't believe it. I guess nobody wants to win any miniatures, but the person that guesses the closest, I don't care if you're over, you're under, whatever, you're going to win. And if you guess right on the money, then I'm going to really hook you up with I'm going to run you through a solo module, solo basic D&D module. I'm also going to give you a Fantasy Grounds Ultimate license and a bunch of miniatures. So, but there you go. That's everything about the transition, everybody. I mean, I just want to do what I want to do that makes me happy. And I know it sounds selfish, but I want to do it for me. You know what I mean? I want to be happy creating the content. And I want you guys to see me being happy creating the content. Because if I'm not happy, I'm not going to be bullshitting you guys. You guys are going to know if I'm not happy or not. And in fact, some people have even said that in past videos. And I just look at the comment and say, yeah, he's right. But, oh well. But not like that anymore. So, all right, everybody, I'm out of here. I've yapped enough for about 25 minutes or so. But, you know, this comes from my heart. I mean, I'm not bullshitting you guys. I want to do what makes me happy, and I'm going to. So, all right, everybody. Thank you guys again for watching. This is one of my what I was talking about. I just want to turn on the video and talk to you for a little bit, and that's what I did. So, all right, everybody. Thanks again. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Ooh, wow, I got the burps. Why don't you guys let me know what you think about the transition in the comment section. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.